Hi, new little video. On this one, I'm preparing to go on this weekend. I'm having a little course on mountaineering. So I did those in the past, but it's just about time to get refreshed a little bit. It's been a long time I didn't do that kind of stuff and everything. So I wanted to start a little video. Like I said, this is my gear that I'm going to be bringing. So everything is packed. I'll do video as we go along, and I just wanted to show a little bit for it's kind of a pre-practice. I'm having some practice with my gear on the balcony because I wanted to practice some of the skills and stuff. So I thought I would bring you along and show you some of the tricks and stuff. The first trick I wanted to show is how I set up. It's a guide that showed me that on a previous course, and basically it's how I set up my anchors. So basically those are 120 centimeters, so the long sling, and what you do is you put two knots, one about I would say maybe the first third, and yeah, so basically what you would do is kind of divide in 2/3. So the first third you put a thing, but then you kind of redo 1/3 of the two other thirds. So it's not totally like 1/3, 1/3. As you can see, it's a little bit smaller than over here. So you put your second nuts over here. So why those two nuts over there? And I'll show you that. So the big advantage, so obviously when you do an anchor, so you can see over here the angle would be too big because you always want to equalize an anchor, but the problem with this would be the angle would be way too wide, and it would kind of almost put I don't know exactly, I don't have the numbers with me, but basically whatever weight that you would put on this here would almost like quadruple or whatever, like it would put way too much weight. So as much as possible, actually the best anchor is always like almost like no angle at all. Up to this is it's about good, so less than 90 degree, but if you can get it in about 30 to 45 is actually the best. But like I said, if you can have them almost up and towards, it's the best. So this is the advantage. So it's better for ice, but it can be used for rock as well. Okay, so we'll put it in this configuration, but as I was saying, always what you want to do is have an equalized anchor, meaning that if this one drops, this one is backed up, as well as equalized, meaning that it's not, for example here it would be pulling a little bit too much on this anchor and not enough on that anchor right over there. So like, let's say like, yeah, something like this. As you can see here, it's very tight, and there it's loose, so that means like all the weight is over here, so it's not equalized distribution. So you always want to try to, versus here you see tight and tight, so this is an equalized anchor. So the purpose of this, so we'll part it because it's already in that configuration. So in between the two knots, what you can do is what we call the magic X, and basically the magic X is just to kind of do a little rotation. Just a second here with my little bandage there. I'm having some issue. Okay, so as you can see, as the anchor, so if what we would call an anchor dynamics, let's say the climber would be kind of moving and stuff, the anchor still remain. So if I'm more here, even if the distance is a little bit greater than there, I am still equalized. Versus if I move over here, the distance a little bit, the thing is a little bit equalized. And now because of those knots, even you see like if this anchor would fail, I am blocked. And same thing on the other side. So if this is gone, then this one is blocked as well. The other configuration, and this I have to hold it with my hand because it's, so you remember what we were saying about like that 0 degree, you almost have like full equalization. Well, that would be one of them. So that means, like, let's say I would have like be able to put like 2 ice screws. So again, those are more for winter ice climbing, but you can still use it for summer as well. So basically now over here, see, like, it would still be equalized, and if this one fails, the knot is there, and if this one fails, this one holds. So basically all you do is that you pass there in between the 2 knots. So the knot that is over here, basically you grab those 2 loops right at the knot, and the other knot is pretty much for the same situation. So as you can see, what happens with this is that depending where you are and how it goes, especially, again, it's more for ice climbing. Here actually you see, so there's still an angle. It's not as 0, but you see it's still less than the 90 degree that we don't want, and then but it's still equalized. So even if it's a short distance versus a big distance, and again, if this fails, it still holds. So the advantage of this is how you wear it. So as you can see, it just goes around me, especially like I was saying, in ice. So again, it's more a system for ice, but you can use it for different things. So that's why I'm bringing it this weekend. But basically, you can have it with a even just one or the 2 carabiners. And basically, what you do is you just unclip one and you clip it to your anchor. So basically, if I would get to, let's say, we'll use the doors here. So basically, if I get to my anchor, I clip in. Now with the other hand here, I can clip it to my harness, and then I'm secure until I can put another ice screws. So again, like I was saying, for the for ice climbing, it's perfect. Or I'm already secure, so basically now what I can do, and I'll show you that in a second, but I can take over here and clamp here. So basically now, because I have an ice screw, I can already be kind of almost different, because again, especially in ice, if I'm holding here to put out my ice screws, then but you see right now I'm secure to my first anchor that I have put in. So I can either put it this way, or because the other is here, it's like that, and then I can put it here, and then you just put a major thing for the other one. So that's anchors. So okay, so we arrive at our anchor. We have built our anchor, so now we can put our cowtail to protect itself. So if I need just this little distance, that's what I can do, but in this case I'll do a longer one, so I could show you a little something about rappelling. And so basically all it is, this is another 120 centimeters sling. So basically those ones you can use for this, and all it is basically it's tied to my harness right over here, and now it's tied over here. So this what gives me is that if I fall or something, this is going to attach me. And also now, and you'll see what's the purpose of this, is that if you need to rappel, to save some time, especially when you know it's at the end of the day or stuff, attach it to your thing. So this is what the system looks like. So basically right now I'm double protected, so I'm attached to the anchor. I'm preparing to do a rappel, so this is all attached and everything. And then this here, I make sure that first of all it's not twisted like it is right now, and also that this is blocked, and so basically can only go on one side. So prusik is, if you squeeze it move, as you can see here, if I squeeze it, it move, but if I don't, it doesn't move. So if you don't squeeze it, the thing doesn't move. And so basically, after I protected myself and I make sure that everything is attached, so now I can clamp this, and now basically I rappel out of this. So obviously this is attached to my harness, and now I can rappel like this. The advantage of this is more when you get back to So I got another station. I rehook. I take that off. I disconnect this, and you see I'm already off the rope but still on. So it goes way quicker. Yeah, you can take the safety. But you see, right now I'm already off belay instead of taking off the thing and stuff, and so it makes it quicker. It's easier. This is the kit, and so as you can see, not much component, but it can do a lot of stuff. So basically, it's the PEDS Glacier Rescue Kit. So all this comes with the kit plus a sling of 120 centimeters, and I'll show you basically so you can self-rescue yourself or set up a system like I'm gonna do right now. The advantage of this is, I mean, you can do it with low-tech gear like Prusik and stuff, but just that this thing comes in a kit. It's very easy to carry on a person, and it's not just good for crevasse rescue. I mean, it's good to put a Z, basically a 2-to-1 system. And so basically the beauty with this thing is that it's easy to carry, so I always have it on me even when I just go scrambling, because I can set up a system because I always carry a rope. So let me set up and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so the first piece, they call that the mini traction. So you can put that different place in the system depending on what kind of rescue you do, but I'll do like a more traditional just to show you how it works. So basically it's a pulley with a kind of a small jumar. So this bites into the rope, and as you can see here, there's a pulley. It's pretty well done. You see, like, there's so that's the climber, so basically that would be the main rope. So that's the one that is attached to the gate here. And so basically you have your thing, you close it, and then you put your teats on. So you see what happens is that I can pull this side, but when I try to pull this, the teat goes in. So that goes into your anchor, and then so this is the main rope, obviously, and then that little device has teeth as well inside, but it's a little bit different. So basically, when you pull it out like this, see, it can slide. If I pull like this, it doesn't, but if I press on the bottom, it does. So if it pulls like this, it doesn't, but like this, it slides very well, so the teeth kind of get removed. So the beauty with this is you can see I can slide it, but if I pull, it doesn't. So what it does is that it permits you to reset, and so that's where you put your little so as you can see, there's two ropes pulling one rope, so it's a 2-to-1. So how this system works is that let's say I'm at the pulley like this. All I do is I reset my system like this, and then again I go ahead, and then if I need to, if the person's at the end or something like this, then you can release this system, and then you can start doing it again. I wanted to show you a few things. Thought it would be interesting as I'm practicing, so I have the stuff out anyway. Like I said, this weekend I'll bring the GoPro, so I'll be able to pull out more stuff out. And never been there because it's in British Columbia, so I really did anything in the British Columbia, so it's going to be interesting. And yeah, so we'll talk to you soon.